How did you get that? Yeah, like I said, I really do not remember where to.
No, it just kind of slipped my mind that the secret show. Because if you remember the way we watched the secret show, was we found it long after it was
done, basically, because it was
repeating on Nicktoons.
Because it was being syndicated on American television.
It was repeating on...
Oh, that's how we get him out there.
It was repeating on Nicktoons Network, and at first I didn't think I would like it, then I watched some episodes and I found it really funny. Chopsaki Chugs I watched a lot of at random, and Skunk Fu was on in the mornings and I never watched Skunk Fu, but that was just a show I remember people... It's like Go-Go Riki. Nobody talks about Go-Go Riki.
Oh, like, you want to talk about some lost media, the fucking 4Kids dub of Go-Go Riki is super fucking lost.
And robots. Nobody talks about robots. But we've hit the bottom of
Yeah, well, we've hit the bottom of the tangent barrel. Quickly, say something to trigger me.
No, but in all seriousness, I think it's an interesting topic. Because these are shows!
Like I said, no one fucking remembers that. Like, for, like, those that...
It's like the Eon Kid.
That was a Korean show, wasn't it?
Yeah!
And weren't, like, all of these dogs by 4Kids?
4Kids like the Fox. The only thing about robots I remember is that stupid time travel plot episode that bothers the fuck out of me. Because that active...
Yeah, I know.
We've been over this.
Yes.
In case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about.
And I don't blame you because it all...
In the show Robots, the villain was this... Basically, the show Robots is about these robots that can become orbs and they roll around. The villain was this bot that his cover was like... He was this, like, business owner. I forget exactly what he did, but his company was, like, helpful and everybody loved him. And instead of becoming a orb, motherfucker turns into a spider.
Because, you know, that's how you say evil villain.
But, like, and only the main character knew he was a spider, and, like, nobody believed him. And you have this episode where... the main character does something and gets this other guy involved, and the other guy gets to see, oh my god, you were right the whole time, he is an evil spider. But then you see the two kind of get trapped, and the one guy was going to die, and it's like this, the sequel was revealed, but in order for the main character to escape, the one guy was going to die, but then the main character basically, because of the machine in the episode, the main character basically time travels back to before the episode started, doing an altered event to not bump into the one guy, to not
start the events of the episode, therefore not killing him.
Therefore, removing the fact that the one guy learned the main character was right and the one dude is an evil spider. Therefore, removing 30 minutes. Therefore, undermining the entire point of what I sat there and watched. I'm not against the show resetting the status quo if you're kind of...
Especially because with it being a kid show, it's, you know, clear that they obviously couldn't have a death.
But...
And, like, I at some point later looked up or rolled on it. How do you do the map view, like, now? Because it should be everything in here. Oh, you can... What?
Is it A?
No, that brings up a menu. Seems to be every thing, because Anyway,
I
like,
forget what button that is.
I don't think you can do that on those things. Anyway, the point is, like, the robots, it was a Canadian show. Well, it was still a children's show. So, like, the one thing is, you know, obviously, clearly done.
Yeah, I can go back to
like, it's obviously, like, it was clearly done because of, you know, television, like, censors and all that. But it is just the most blatant, because, like, well, 4Kids, basically licensed the show for America because, again, I believe it was a Canadian show. It was fully dubbed in English, basically, for Canada and all that. And I don't think 4Kids replaced any of the actors because there's this weird thing about Canadian productions having to have, like, Canadian actors in them.
Or else they can't air it in Canada, and it's the
because it's like, it's a thing of, like, Canada, they want, like, national stuff from Canada to be on, like, television more than, like, imported shows, so...
Hey, this commentary went places that people likely weren't expecting, but you can at least say it's in...
Hey, you learned what the fuck robots were and all the other shit 4Kids dubbed, because a lot of people genuinely don't know 4Kids would... They didn't just import anime, they imported shows from a bunch of other regions.
Now we can go.
Like...
This is that area we cleared out.
Like I said...
Decades ago, though.
Full map, yeah, it's L, but you can only do it on the big map. Okay, we still have a few areas closer together. Oh, we haven't gone to space in this file yet. So you need to go up the icy mountain and go to space.
And you can also do this.
It's not the only thing that's tilted.
But, like, regardless, I actually... Well,
I do think it is actually kind of fascinating to look at the other shit 4Kids dubbed, because again, it wasn't just anime, they imported shows from all over the world. Like I said, I believe the Young Kid was Korean. I think,
yes,
I think Cubix was also Korean.
Basically.
They imported a few shows from Canada and the UK. I believe the show that would become Go-Go Riki was originally Russian, I think.
It was Russian, I'm pretty sure. And that English dub just isn't documented.
Yeah, fucking no one archived that.
Haven't been over here either.
And it's a, like... And because it's a 4Kids dub, it would have all the 4Kids actors, so I really want to... No, because, like, from the small amount of episodes and, like, the opening that have been put on YouTube, Mike Pollock was, like, one of the main characters in that, so I just want to hear, you know, the 4Kids actors in this. There's also an interesting fact about 4Kids not a lot of people know, and because they stopped these, my guess is because it would be too much money to produce this and the... Well, he just took like 200 damage.
I was head banging in the cloud!
And the, like...
In case you forgot, Piranha Plant Side B is passive damage. Things don't flinch. Like, nothing Piranha Plant does makes things flinch with the side B, but the damage is ridiculous. We can record a little bit longer and stop.
Anyway, like, when the 4Kids...
I actually find the Go-Go Riki and all of that topic actually... Unironically...
Because it's a different... Like I said, a lot of people think 4Kids just dubbed and, like, basically brought over anime. They brought over shows from all over the world. It wasn't just, like, Japanese or Asian productions.
Mm.
And that's something else I find interesting with 4Kids, because I would have loved to see how this would have turned out. These are apparently somewhat rare to find. They actually had a release, basically, of... now, they only made, like, 2... Oh, yeah, it says that if he dies on the top of the screen.
I never learned how to read!
Oh, Pit.
The American version of that game was more censored.
No, of course it was.
Japan is far more suggestive.
Well, of course it is.
Oh shit, Legend. Ah!
What? Oh. Well, that's fitting. Well, you have to now. And your Piranha Plant, this all worked out.
You see, because it's Viridi?
Yes. Annie, the 4Kids thing I was going to say that's fascinating is that they had actually made, now like I said, they only released 2 of these, they had actually made uncut DVDs of, I think it was the first, like, 5 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then one other anime they dubbed at the time. I don't remember what it was, so again, there's not a lot that was released, and I'm not sure if there was any more ever made that wasn't released, but like, that would have been crazy if that was, you know, actually a success, because imagine the 4Kids, you know, actors and everything, but it's the uncut Yu-Gi-Oh! Meaning that all, like, the, you know, violence and the guns and everything would have been left intact. While that would have been interesting, I feel like certain, you know, 4Kids stuff, they would have had, like, the actors would have been the same. I feel like they would have had to change their voice, because I'm sorry, I don't care what you say. I can't take Joey's English voice seriously under any context.
But he's from Brooklyn!
Same with, like, Sanji, if, you know, that had ever happened with One Piece, which that would have been fucking fascinating to see. It's like, I can't take anything with their Sanji seriously.
Sure you can.
Not with that voice, I can't. And that's why I find those so fascinating, because, I mean, if they had, you know, continued that with all of their stuff, again, they could have actually had an uncut One Piece.
Boop. I love the plant.
And like, 4Kids uncut One Piece again would be weird. That would be weird.
Especially because they skipped Little Garden.
Yeah.
Fucking Jamoon. What?
Yeah, you know, I forgot about that. But you gotta get to that Chopper merchandise. It's never been confirmed, but that's the reason a lot of people assume they skipped a bunch of art, was because after...
They were pushing for that Chopper merch!
Because Chopper basically doubled, like, One Piece's popularity in Japan.
What? What?
I've always also had the morbid curiosity of what would, you know, One Piece have been like if 4Kids had continued to dub it.
I mean, this is at least a interesting conversation of just...
Yeah, so because, you know, you don't only have all the censoring and stuff that they would, you don't only have all the censoring and stuff that they would do, but, like, a lot of people said, shit later on in the story, you know, wouldn't make any sense, because it's like, with no Laboon and all that, it's like, what the
hell is Brook's backstory?
What's his motivation going to be?
It is one of those, like...
Yeah. And, like, the giants from Little Garden, you know, they basically, well, they themselves never really appeared after that. They were mentioned because they were incredibly important, so again, all, like...
Did you forget about the giants from...
No,
well,
I said mentioned. The giants that appear later were on the same crew. It's not the same character.
Well,
but they know them, but that still brings up the point of, again, the giants who were fighting on Little Garden are brought up every now and again later on because later giants in the series knew them.
It's a very interesting
You know?
topic to me simply due to the fact that,
Yeah.
like, honestly, I think a 4Kids talk is interesting because a lot of people might not.
Well, 4Kids, you know, basically because they, essentially, they went bankrupt. All their assets were basically, like, liquidized. I believe Konami got, Yu-Gi-Oh! And a bunch of their other licenses and shit went to other companies. A lot of people
Oh, come on.
don't really know or remember 4Kids, because, you know, they've been dead for a few years now.
Oh, come on!
That's like 3 times that's happened now.
Mess with the plant, you get the horns.
He doesn't have horns. Plants don't have horns, silly boy.
It's an like 4Kids is an interesting.
Seriously, because I don't remember if we ever brought this up, in a recording. A small local, like, restaurant around us used the 4Kids logo for their kids menu, which I really want to know context behind that. Considering that it was used for their, like, kids menu logo, my best guess is whoever designed those literally Googled, like, 4Kids logo or something, because they were trying, because they were trying to, you know, find something that would be like 4Kids, and they ended up finding that. Because it was the old logo from, like, the mid-2000s that everyone would recognize. Which is just fucking hilarious to me.
Damn it.
I really wanted to know the context behind that, because, you know, it's an incredibly small, like, local place that doesn't really exist anywhere else, so...
Is it?
So, you know, there's not going to be any, like, big corporations or anything behind this. How are they not dead yet?
I keep hitting the boxes!
And Nana can also kind of work as a meat shield every now and again.
Oh, good. The best Final Smash.
You mean the worst Final Smash?
Won, didn't it? I mean, joking aside, I actually really do think the 4Kids menu thing is an interesting topic. Just
because, like you said, that's an incredibly small local thing. That can't be recreated anywhere else. It's like when you run across a shady bootleg in the wild. Which is kind of what it is.
And it's just 4Kids is an anomaly in and of themselves because a lot of people outside of America didn't. Because I'm also one of those people who, you know, like.
Well, and that's why I also guess spicy hot take about 4Kids. I feel 4Kids is a little overhated because I feel. Oh, for their time, they were a necessary evil because anime basically it didn't really exist before, you know, Pokemon and stuff. Yes, there were a bunch of small video stores and stuff had badly made dubs of, like, various OVAs and different anime movies like Akira, and because, you know, it was essentially home video movies and stuff, a lot of them were uncensored, but again, this was something that
we finally made it back over here, but we're not.
Or we haven't opened the gate.
It's time for the question of the day, my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, do any of you remember the cartoons we were talking about? I find this to be a really interesting topic because sometimes a lot of shows or dubs of shows end up more or less fading into obscurity. 4Kids had a lot of shows that they had dubbing rights for that you don't see people talk about a lot. I know not everything we talked about was a 4Kids dub, But I find the topic of certain shows just absolutely fading into obscurity really interesting. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will see you all next time.